What don't I want so-and-so to know? This all has to do with your secrets. Let's just say, what don't I want my spouse to know about me? What don't I want my children to know? What secret or secrets from my past do I not want them to know, and why? If they find out, will they leave me? Will they be disappointed in me, disgusted in me? Will they blame me? Will they fight with me? What would happen that is preventing, in your mind, that's preventing you from telling these people? Who are the people or the person that you don't want your secrets to be revealed to, and what do you think would happen if they were to find out? Whew, deep questions, right? Are you exhausted just thinking about it? Don't be overwhelmed. Please do not be overwhelmed. This can take you as long as you need. Do not put any expectations on yourself whatsoever. And I'm going to try and give you some tools to help you work through this process. One of the best that I have found, and again thanks to my coach Garrett J. White, was the work of Byron Katie. ByronKatie.com is her website. You're able to download some PDFs of the work, the worksheets. Now, if you are not exactly literate on the computer, and you don't exactly get on there except to do more than check email or post pictures of your grandkids on Facebook, I invite you to start to learn how to use a computer. Really easy to find her, which is deliberately why I didn't go into putting the information on this flip chart, because I challenge you to go and find it yourself. ByronKatie.com. Go to the computer, go online, go to Google, and Google her. You probably heard that expression a lot. You might be asking about some information, and maybe your grandkid says, "Oh, Grandma, Google it." What the heck does Google it mean? What do I do? So easy. Go to the computer, go to the search engine. The biggest one is Google. There are others, but generally go to Google. And what Google is, the search engine that contains so much information about absolutely anything and everything you could want. And you type in Byron Katie. Now what will happen is a zillion results will show up, a zillion pages. But for your purposes, look at the top 5. On the very first page that pops up on Google, just look at the top 5 hits, if you will. I'm not going to get into the specifics of that, but start there and you will find information on Byron Katie. You can also go to the little browser at the top and actually type in the address to her website, www.byron, B-Y-R-O-N, Katie, all one word, pushed together, .com. You'll be surprised what you find. Anyway, just a little computer lesson for you. The work involves answering particular questions around our judgments. Take a particular judgment you might have. Maybe it's a judgment about your spouse. Maybe you're looking at your spouse now and his guts out to here. You see him hanging out on the couch after dinner, eyes closed, newspaper on the chest, the drool hanging down, TV blaring away, and you go, oh, gosh, he is lazy, he is out of shape, he is fat. Whatever judgment you might have about that, I invite you to put that into the work. Now that's just an example. You might have another of your own. Look at that judgment. My husband shouldn't sit on the couch after dinner and fall asleep. Is that true? Can you absolutely know that that's true? How do you react when you believe that thought? How do you react when you walk into the living room and there he is, passed out on the couch with his big belly, snoring and drooling and the TV blaring away? How do you react? What does that make you feel like? Do you get angry? What does that feel like on your skin? Do you get goosebumps? What does that taste like in your mouth? We've talked about bile rising in the throat. Does it bring on that kind of things? Go deep. Explore that answer with all of your senses. And then, who would you be without that thought? Let's pretend. Let's go back to being kids and play. Let's get into our imagination. If you didn't have that thought about your husband, who would you be? Who are you without that thought? Wow. Just thinking about that, for me, it brings such calm and peace and liberation, because I don't feel like I have to control what someone else is doing. I can control my reaction, my projection, my judgment about what somebody else is doing or not doing. It's kind of liberating, kind of powerful. Makes me feel pretty confident. Also, like I say, it's freeing. I don't have to worry about them. I just have to deal with myself. Anyway, that is a real simplification of what goes on, but it will get you started. And you can do that with a judgment on anything. Then, once you've done that, we'll take this example of the husband with the big guts snoring away on the couch with the drool hanging out of his lip. I want you to turn that around to self. If your judgment of him is, he is lazy, my husband shouldn't be lazy, turn that around to yourself and say, I shouldn't be lazy. And think about that for a moment. And think about any part of your life where you consider yourself to be lazy. To the other, and that simply means, my husband should be lazy. What's wrong with that? And then look at it from a different perspective. He worked hard all day. He came home. He's relaxing. He was exhausted. He fell asleep. Is that lazy? If it is, he deserves to be lazy at this particular moment. Turn it around. And then turn it around to the opposite. My husband is not lazy. And then start to give examples of all of the things that your husband does in your life, for you, for your children, for your grandchildren, for his job, in the community, that proves that he is hardworking, that proves that he is engaged, that proves that he's not lazy and slobby and hanging around all the time on the couch. Powerful, powerful work, and I highly encourage you to take it on. Put this in your journal, add this to your toolbox, and do it a zillion times for any kind of judgment you might find yourself in. When you've decided who you're not, when you've done some of those exercises and worked through who you're really not, let's turn it around and look at who I am. If that part of you is shadow, let's look at the part of you that is sacred, the part of you that is spirit, the part of you that still contains your soul purpose as to why you are here in the first place. Who are you really? You've got nothing to do with the body that you're in and its limiting functions. It's got nothing to do with the beliefs and the thoughts and the programs that run around in your mind that you got through a lifetime of being in this body and living in this world. Who you truly are is who you always were and always will be. And that is love, spirit. You are open and receptive. You are one with all. You are whole and you are complete. You are light and you are energy. You come from a place of discernment and not of judgment. Discernment is basically looking at how does something impact me without blaming another person, without shaming yourself.